That's it. I'm gonna find me some silver nickels today. Hey everybody, it's Rob of the Rob Finds Treasure, and I am on a mission to find myself some Silver War nickels. I'll take one. I'd love two or more. I have been struggling lately to find silver wartime nickels in my nickel boxes. We've done good on finding buffaloes, although not recently, but silver has been very elusive for me. So I picked up two boxes from one of my banks that has been pretty good overall for buffaloes and silver in the past, and I thought, let's get some. Now, I've popped the tops like I always do my nickel boxes before I leave the bank, and we do have circulated nickels. This box, not a lot of old Jeffersons in it, and this box, same thing. I'm starting to see a lot more of the newer design Jefferson nickels, although that's just the ends, that's not the insides, and it's what's on the inside that matters. That being said, you know the drill. We'll be checking for any key dates, semi-key dates, of course those war nickels, and any heirs and varieties that I can find, as well as buffalo nickels. Now, I'd mentioned the V nickels, but I've only found two in the history of my coiner hunts in almost 2 years. That being said, fingers crossed for those, but most importantly, let's find those silver war nickels. I will bring you guys in on my first find. We're on roll number 4 of the 100 roll hunt. We do have two 59s and a 54D, and now we've got our first 40s nickel, a 1947 out of Philly. Roll number 6, we've got another 40s nickel, and this one is a 1941 out of Philadelphia. Continuing to find a few finds, could be a good box. Roll number 7, and this one has caught my eye for two reasons. One, it's a 1939, and two, it does have an odd finish on it. So let me pick this guy up. Let's take a look at it together. Man, I can't tell if that's been polished or if that's a proof. Let's take a look at the strike on the back first and foremost. So it is a 39p. And I can't tell if that's doubling or damage on that. I think that's just damage on that E. If it was a DDR, we'd see the same problem on both E's. And I don't think I see that here. And we'd also see doubling in the word Monticello, which I don't see. That looks suspicious for a second, but there would be clearly doubling on all points of this E, and it's not there, just some damage across the top one. There's a lot of damage actually on this coin. But I do want to go back to the front. Is it me, or is that possibly a 39p proof nickel? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, but it definitely has an odd strike to it for sure. It does look like there is a mirrored background. Interesting. I think for now we'll just call it a 39p. No DDR. We'll get back to the hunt, but that's still somewhat exciting for sure. All right, guys, I can't let it go. I'm just examining this strike, and if you look at the detail and the depth of the lettering United States of America and the depth of the strike of the building against the mirrored background, I'm thinking this is actually a proof. There was less than 13,000 1939 proof nickels struck. And I'm thinking this is one of them. I'm thinking it's one. The thickness of the nickel, the depth of the strike, the mirrored background in all the right spots. And had it been polished, we wouldn't have the mirrored finish between the letters as easily without damaging the letters. I'm not 100% sure, but that is definitely an awesome but odd find as well. Again, I know I said it earlier. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Did we find a 39 Philadelphia minted proof nickel in the box? Less than 13,000 of these ever minted? We don't know, but it sure looks suspicious. Let's get back to the hunt. Roll number 8, another 40s nickel, 1940 on the nose, out of Philadelphia as well. Roll number 14, and this is pretty incredible. We've got another 1939. Now it's trashed, for sure, but we'll take it with the mint mark if it's got one. And I don't think it has a mint mark. So it's a common 1939 Philly, but is there any doubling? And despite the damage, the DDR for the 1939 Philadelphia nickel is so heavily doubled, you would see it even with damaging, and I don't see it. Still, two 1939s in the same box in the first 14 rolls. That's a good score. One just may be a proof. Roll number 28. And we're going to have another 40s nickel, and I think I see a second one. 1940 out of Denver, and 1948 out of Philly. Roll number 32 of the nickel box, and no silver, but look at this. Yet another 1939. Third of the box. Is this going to have any mint mark? It does not. So as you know, we'll check for the DDR. And that is a clean strike. No DDR on this bad boy. Still, third 1939 of the box. And I can't argue with that. Roll number 41 is going to have another 40s nickel, and it's red toned, but it is a 1949. And I think I see a mint mark. It's a 49D, and a 49D does have a D over S over mint mark, but I don't see a D over S there. It is listed on my mat, 49D over S. That's not it, and even if it was, the condition is bad. But still another find. And I will point out, we did a few rolls ago pull out a really nice 1958 Philadelphia, and only a little over 17 million of these minted. It's not a key or semi-key, but it's close. Still a good find. And on top of that, a few other nice 50s nickels, 1959 P and D. Those will be rolled up in my collection. Still on the lookout for silver, buffaloes, or anything else special. So, better get back to the hunt. Well, we finished hunting box 1, 50 rolls out of the 100 we're going to hunt in this video. I ended up with 16 1950s nickels and 6 1940s nickels, as well as 3 2009s and 3 1939s. The finds of the box are going to be this really good condition 1958 Philadelphia, a beautiful 1959 Philadelphia. Both of those are lower mint. And then also a pretty nice 1959 Denver. And then, of course, 239Ps, not the DDR. And then maybe I'm talking myself into it. Maybe it's just a polished coin, but it certainly looks suspicious. This 1939 Philadelphia, kind of proof-like or cleaned. Again, maybe it's wishful thinking. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it is a proof. At the end of the day, no silver, no buffaloes, and no V-nickels as usual. So, no sense lollygagging looking at these. Let's start looking at those. We're on roll 19 of the second box, or 69th roll overall. And up until now, we've only found a couple of 50s. But we did score our first 40s nickel. It is a 1940 out of Philly. So we're on the board officially in box 2. Roll 25, another 40s nickel. 1940. I think that's the San Francisco mint mark. It is. 1940S. Roll Roll number 33. And we've got ourselves our first 1946 of the hunt. And it's a 1946 out of Denver. 1 year off of silver. Can we find one? Oh, and I put a glove on because these are some dirty nickels. And I had a little tiny cut on my finger. Should have had it on the whole time. Roll 36. Another 40s nickel. 1940. Believe that's San Francisco. Could be Denver. But it's San Fran. We'll take it, add it to the finds, and continue the hunt. Roll 43 of the second box, our 93rd roll overall, and we're going to find our fourth 1939 of the hunt. And again, no mint mark and likely no double die reverse, but you know we got to look anyway. And I don't see any doubling. And just to confirm, it is a Philadelphia. Still, it is a 30s Jefferson. Those are hard to find. We have found 4, and we'll look for more. Roll 44 is going to yield a 1947 out of Philly. Roll 48 is going to give us a dandy. And what I mean by that is one I don't see often. A 1938. Sure would be nice to have a mint mark on the back. And it doesn't. But you know what? That's still a really nice 1938 Philadelphia minted nickel. Good strike. Not a lot of dings. Obviously no steps. But I'll take it. There is a rim ding right there on the bottom between S and O and states of. Outside of that though, fairly a clean nickel. And I'll take it all day. Oldest find of the 2 boxes. Not a key date or semi-key date, but a good find nonetheless. Is there anything else left in this 2.5 rolls? Well, we finished the 100 roll hunt, and we once again had stingy nickel boxes when it came to buffaloes and silver especially. It's been a while since I've been finding silver in my nickel boxes. Still, we had good finds. We had 29 in the 50s. We had 11 in the 40s. We had 5 in the 30s. And that's 45 finds plus 309s. So 48 finds in 2 boxes is above average, or right at just about above average for my nickel hunts. Had we scored a silver or a buffalo or something like that, it would have been a really good hunt. I'm not mad at it though. I'll take some beautiful 58s and 59s all day. On top of that, I will take 5 from the 30s, including a really nice 1938. You don't see them like that in circulation too often. I'm happy with it. An oddity here. Maybe I'm just seeing things, but it just feels like it could be a proof, but maybe it's not. And then a few other 39s as well. Still, I had a lot of fun hunting these 2 boxes. Wish I would have found silver for you guys, but that's how it goes. If you still enjoyed the hunt, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting. And thanks for watching.